On hard copy.
Yeah. Well, Doc, I've got this terrible whiplash. You know, I was talking to you about that. Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm black and blue. Somebody's going to pay. Listen, Doc, could I pose on you? Could I get you to testify for me? Oh, that's right. That's great. Huh? Great. I'll see you in court. Thanks a lot. You're a prince. Get out of here. Yeah. Mrs. Spaulding, hello. You look marvelous.
Oh.
Someone die and leave you all their money?
Oh, thanks. Where is your motorcycle, Smitty? I didn't see it in the parking lot.
Well, see, it's the darndest thing. See, I was sitting on my motorcycle in my driveway. My Bentley pops out of gear, rolls over me. Look at me. I got to wear this silly thing for like a month or so. But believe me, kiddo, somebody is going to pay. I am suing.
Well, you're going to sue yourself?
You're going to sue yourself? No, I'm not suing myself. I'm suing the car company. I'm suing the shipping line that brought the car over here to the good old US of A. I'm suing the local dealership. On top of that...
I'm glad that I wasn't walking past. You'd sue me for diverting your attention.
Don't flatter yourself, kiddo. You're a cute kid. I mean that sincerely, but you don't have the kind of money it takes to get sued. Do you?
Maybe I have something a lot better than money.
Is this yours?
No, of course it's not mine. I found that in the pocket of my husband's robe. The receptionist already said Mr. Burke is running late. Besides, where is the loyal family retainer? Surely you're not allowed to open your mouth without his permission.
Clarence will be here in a minute.
Blake, I've been looking all over for you.
Well, it looks like the shelter is going to be right in one of you tellers' backyards. Won't that be nice?
I wouldn't count your chickens, Daddy. Remember Alexandra Spaulding is on the zoning board?
Yeah, but she is just one vote.
Right, but I've never known the board to do anything that made her unhappy.
Well, maybe the board members have a heart and they're interested in helping the homeless.
Like you.
Well, morning.
Hi.
Y'all ready?
Ready.
Yeah, we're prepared to answer any questions the board might have about the property.
And Sam will make them sound just perfect.
Great. I think we're going to need some more chairs.
I'll get some.
Great. I hope you know what you're doing.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's supposed to mean that those two have their hopes sky high about the shelter project, and they're counting on your support.
Oh, they've got my support 150%.
Yeah, well, what happens when they find out that your support isn't entirely based on charitable feelings towards the 5th Street homeless?
No, I think getting the shelter built is the important thing, and in this case, the ends justify the means.
Right. Something else happened to Chelsea, didn't it? Something's happened to Chelsea, Jenny. You're locked up. Why'd you call me down here? You want to confess?
Dessert from the folks who don't take dessert lightly. Pepperidge Farm's single-serving dessert lights, dripping with real fruit taste. Gotta stay in shape for the ladies.
A good way to lower your cholesterol is to eat more fiber as part of a low-fat, low-cholesterol diet. And one of the best sources of fiber is prunes. Prunes, the high-fiber fruit.
Kleenex tissue. So soft, it's comforted families for generations.
Pure of heart,
powerful 12-hour cold medicine that at one time you couldn't buy without a doctor's prescription. Today you can. Drixoral works just as hard against colds as it always did. You just don't have to work so hard to get it. 12-hour prescription strength Drixoral. You don't need a prescription, just a code. Now Drixoral also comes in a 12-hour non-drowsy formula.
That's me, Christina Ferrari, after I had my baby. Since then, I lost 25 pounds in 3 months with the Ultra Slim Fast plan. It was easy. Ultra Slim Fast is really delicious and satisfying. I'd have a thick chocolate shake for breakfast, another for lunch, then a great dinner. I love Ultra Slim Fast. It gave me back my figure, and I feel great. Now the only baby fat in this family is on the baby.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
When was the last time you felt deceived?
There won't be a person on earth that doesn't feel sorry for old JR.
I'd rather see you rotting in hell.
When was the last time you visited Dallas? That Michael Sharp is losing control.
Scared, Mikey? You should be.
And his ex-wife returns to fight for their son.
What if he dies?
Susan Blakely joins Falcon Crest Friday after Dallas.
The 16th Annual People's Choice Awards, Sunday, March 11th.
I asked you a question. Why am I here? You're the only one who'd come. Well, if you're expecting me to post bail, you can forget it. I know that you've called everyone that you know, and they all turned you down, including your parents. But hey, look on the bright side. You got a private room. You might get room service. Look, I know you hate me. Because you tried to kill my best friend. That's such a small thing, Dana. Why should I hate you for that? I haven't been convicted of anything yet. I don't have to read it in the papers to know what's true. Is there a point to this, or are you just wasting my time? The point is, I'm afraid for Chelsea. Oh, that's rich. Chelsea's safer than she's been in months, and now you're afraid for her? Chelsea would be safe if I were the family, but I swear to you I'm not. Morning, Beth. Good morning. What's it like out? Is it cold? Yeah, it's chilly out. Maybe you should wear some warm turtlenecks or something. And we don't want you to get a cold now, do we? Yes, Mama. Hi. Hi. Are you going to go to work this morning? Of course. You are? You don't have to staying out all night? Well, Mama, it's not like I was in the backseat of some car, you know. Well, I didn't suppose you were, but, I mean, did you get any sleep last night? Mama, what kind of a question is that? Oh, I think it's a very practical question, Beth. I mean, even though you're older, I can still ask that. Well, Mama, I am so happy. I can tell. Oh, your whole face is lit up. Yeah? Yeah. It wouldn't have anything to do with the fact that you haven't been coming home the last couple of nights or anything. No. I hope you haven't been lonely, though, with me being gone. Oh, sweet. I mean, you being home with me has been the most wonderful gift I've ever been given. But I don't expect you to stay home. I mean, I know that you have your own life to live, and I want that for you, but there has been something that's really been worrying me. What? I'm terribly worried about you being all so cramped at the lighthouse. Unless, of course, that you and Phillip have thrown Rick off the observation deck by now. No, it does get cramped, though. It gets very crowded, especially in the morning when we all trying to brush our teeth. Maybe you could post little times to go to the bathroom. Or Phillip and I are thinking of getting our own place. You are? Well, don't you think we should? Well, of course, if that's what you want, honey. That's what we want. As soon as we get married.
Why are you looking for her?
Uncle Ed is looking for her, actually. He said if I saw her to let you know.
Thank you, Michael. I'll call him as soon as I get a chance.
What are you doing here?
Well, I have a 9:30 appointment with Mr. Burke, with Harley, our lawyer.
You can't have a 9:30 appointment. We have a 9:30 appointment.
Oh, my goodness. Oh. I'm afraid I've made a terrible mistake. Mrs. Spaulding, you called to make this appointment. And then you, Mr. Spaulding, called this morning, and I assumed that you were you, Mr. Spaulding, so I told you that you had a 9:30 appointment.
We see the problem.
You know, it's very difficult going through this.
Oh, I know.
But since I originally made the appointment, if it's possible to reschedule Mr. Spaulding the younger.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. I've got no problem with that.
Oh, thank you. Now, Mr. Spaulding.
Which?
Oh, I mean you, Mr. Spaulding. If I could see you for a moment, I need to confirm some information in my file.
Yeah, well, I think what Ed wanted to talk to you about was, listen, I have to talk to you.
You said Ed wants to talk to me?
It's about what Harley did, all right? She started...
No.
And he said that he doesn't see you that much anymore, and so much has happened that you need to know about.
Oh, I forgot to put money in the meter. I'll be right back.
Well, my meeting is canceled. I guess I'm out of here.
She's good, isn't she?
What?
At playing the abandoned, martyred wife, she's very good.
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially considering she's had a boyfriend stashed away the whole time.
Oh, come on, you don't believe that whole story.
Yeah, sure I do. I just wish I knew who it was. You don't have any ideas, do you?
No. Do you, though?
Well, I would have assumed it was Gary Swanson, but he's the one that told me about it. Come on, you can spend a lot of time with her. Let's put our heads together here. I think we can come up with a few candidates.
Well, it's nice. It's very expensive. I've seen a few of these. In my work, of course. So, what'd you, find that in your husband's robe, huh? Tell me about it.
Well, I found that in my husband's robe.
Whoa, what is there, an echo in here? I just said that. Tell me, how did you get your hands on the robe? Whoa! Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Did you confront your husband with this evidence? And how did he react?
He denied everything. Can you believe that? He said it was a plant. Can you believe he'd accuse me of doing something like that? No, Smitty, I really didn't. I didn't. I swear to you. This thing was not a plant.
So, he's going to stonewall it, huh? Huh? That's his strategy. Well, that means, my dear girl, that he has a very large investment in protecting the owner of this thing. Wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
Well, then, sweetheart, we are just going to have to find out who the heartless home record that belongs in this thing really is, huh?
Protection of real mouth rinse. A toothpaste and mouth rinse in one. For a new mouth, a healthy mouth. A new close-up mouth.
Ever find this in your freezer? What is it? How long's it been there? It won't confess. I'm a chicken from last May. That's why I love the new Right On Labels on Ziploc freezer bags. If I want a mystery, I'll read Sherlock Holmes.
Put your trust in a Ziploc bag.
Calgon, take me away.
Only Calgon creates this luxurious world to make you silky all over with rich, moisturizing foams and pampering powders. Let Calgon take you away.
Believe it or not, the better you eat, the more you can get painful gas. Surprised? The foods highest in nutrition are often highest in gas, but Gas X gets rid of the gas, so you feel better fast. Eat right and feel right with Gas X. The pure ingredients in Mighty Dog can make any dog feel mightier. Father brand has the power of pure ingredients like Mighty Dog. Because only Mighty Dog leaves out the byproducts and fillers and packs the pure ingredients and great taste into every bite. So there's no holding back the way that makes dogs feel. Let Mighty Dog's pure ingredients unleash the mighty in your dog.
Hey, look who we found coming out of the elevator. Good morning, Mr. Lewis.
Good morning, Ruth. You know why I asked you, don't you?
Yeah, you want me to tell it like it is for the 5th Street homeless in front of the zoning board, right?
Right. These kids have put together an impressive proposal, but I felt hearing the truth from a 5th Street resident would cut a lot of weight with these people.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind throwing my weight around when it's for a good cause.
Well, it looks like we've got company out there.
Members of the zoning board?
Yes, and they don't look friendly.
Is Alexandra Spaulding with them?
No, you've been spared that.
Okay. Are we all ready?
You're ready.
Ready as we'll ever be, I guess.
They won't know where to hit them.
Okay. Wait, I'll send them in. Good luck.
You got faith in your old man, son, right? Yeah. Good. Now, here's what I propose. You and Sam let me do the talking, kind of ease these folks along. I mean, if they get hit with a couple of kids right off, they're going to think that we grown-ups are just indulging you and that the whole thing's a waste of time.
Okay, sounds good.
Good. You relay that message to Sam and just sit back and watch your old man work. Gentlemen. Morning. I'm Billy Lewis. You want to come on in? Gentlemen, this is the area right here that we would like to have rezoned from multiple family dwellings with ground floor commercial footage to a shelter housing approximately 50 to 100 people.
Transients. Neighborhood residents.
Yes, these are the folks whose houses were burnt down in the 5th Street fire.
What kind of structure are we talking about?
Well, we'd have to put up something pretty quick.
Such as a prefab metal structure?
Exactly.
Well, a more substantial structure would be preferable.
I agree too, but the needs at this point are so great that if we don't get up something there real quick, we're not going to be able to serve the people that we're trying to help.
But surely these people have other alternatives for temporary housing. Maybe we could set up tents in your backyard.
Mr. Lewis, I'm sure you must be aware that Spaulding Enterprises is in the process of upgrading that neighborhood.
Would you like to know what the neighborhood thinks about that?
Yes, Ruth, I think it would be a good thing to tell them.
Gentlemen, I hope your hearing aids are turned up because I've got an earful for you.
Look, I can understand you wanting to know who Blake is seeing, but every time I think of Harley and Dylan together, I get sick in my stomach. So you're better off not knowing at all.
Oh, Laura Michael, how nice of you to join us.
Where's your lawyer?
He'll be here. What are you doing here, Phil?
We have a meeting.
Well, I thought that we were going to go and
well,
see.
the appointments got messed up and we're all here at the same time.
Oh, well, that's okay. I have nothing to hide.
But no, the secretary made a mistake. So Michael has offered to reschedule.
Oh, no. Let's do this now and just get it over with.
I'm sorry I'm late, Philip.
Actually, I'm the one that should do the apologizing both for the mix-up and the delay. Clarence, if you, Mr. Spaulding, would join my client and me, we'll get this underway.
Gosh, I just seem to have lost my scarf somewhere. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, boy, this isn't my scarf after all. Where did this thing come from?
Mr. Spaulding.
Got a cold? Gotta keep going? Gotta go with Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. When you gotta keep going, you gotta go with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
I won't wear anything without Cross Your Heart, because great looks start with Cross Your Heart. With crisscross shaping, I always look better.
The Cross Your Heart bra. Great looks start with Cross Your Heart from Playtex.
The fit that makes the fashion.
Today's Duracell battery is quite simply a cut above.
because it lasts up to 30% longer than the one from a few years back. Duracell. You can't top the copper top.
When you're constipated, you're not yourself. Constipation makes you feel crabby, cranky, slow, and sluggish. Feel more comfortable with Dulcolax. Dulcolax is the only leading laxative with a comfort coating designed to protect your stomach. A comfort coating and overnight relief. So you feel buoyant, bouncy, light, and loving.
In other words, your normal self again.
Dulcolax, the comfort-coated laxative.
We'll continue with part 2 of Guiding Light in a moment. Hey, soap fans, take the CBS soap poll and tell us what you think. On The Young and the Restless, who should Nikki choose? Jack or Victor? And on Guiding Light, should Blake be with Gary or Alan Michael? Cast your vote. Don't delay. Call CBS Soap Central today. 1-900-773-SOAP. That's 1-900-773-SOAP.
This is CBS.
They destroy from within, yet they have no place to hide. They are vast in number. Now their days are numbered. You've met the destroyers, termites. Now meet the solution. The Orkin Man. Armed with one of the most sophisticated termite control systems in the world, he destroys termites and prevents their return. Guaranteed. The Orkin Man. One call destroys them all.
So I don't talk like this no more if I don't want it.
On the next Joan Rivers, Jack Scalia.
Tomorrow morning at 9. I think everybody wants to lose weight quickly and easily. You have to have that one-on-one support, and also the group support in the lifestyle classes are very important. They help people by saying, I know exactly how you feel because I've been in that situation before. When we feel we've been really successful is when clients tell us, I don't remember eating any other way.
Now you can. Lose all the weight you want for only $185 service fee. Call 1-800-76-JENNY.
They gave us vodka, caviar, now the latest Soviet exports here. Russian models, only on hard copy. Tonight at 7 on 2.
Oh, you and Phillip are going to get married? It's really going to happen?
It is really going to happen.
Oh, Beth.
And how about Blake? Has she agreed to a divorce? Not yet. She could make it very messy. I know, she's threatened to, but... Well, maybe Phillip can take care of that. He can just give her whatever she wants. No, he can't do that. Why? What's she asking for? Half of Phillip's shares of Spaulding. Oh, for heaven's sake. He can't give that much of Spaulding to anyone. Someday he's going to have children. Hopefully your children. Hopefully. But if they're mine or if they're anybody else's, it doesn't matter. His children should have those shares. Maybe he can find some way to compromise. I don't think so. Phillip doesn't want to give her anything. I don't blame him. I mean, how long were they married? It's a short while. Of course, legally, she is his wife. And I must say, they went through an awful lot with Alan before the wedding, including Phillip getting shot at the wedding. You know, Beth, I was there. And I just kept wishing and wishing that you were the bride. I must say Blake must have loved him to go through all she did. But if she loved him so much, how could she not tell him that I was alive? I can't answer that. And how could she not tell you? Who could keep that kind of secret from someone's mother? I mean, just for their own selfish reasons. Don't you hate her for that? But you are alive. And I have you back home. So I just feel sorry for her. I think how she must regret what she did, you know? I mean, what happened is that she lost the one person she was trying to keep by all her life. Well, I love Phillip with all my heart. But I could never hide something from him just to keep him. We'd never have to, Beth. Because he would never leave you. I've offered to testify in the divorce case. Honey, do you know what you're doing? I know what you were going to say.
Yes, I'm going to tell you that her lawyers are going to do everything they can to discredit you, to upset you.
I realize that.
I mean, they're going to say that you want all his money.
I know.
And then they're going to say that you're the other woman.
I know.
And Beth, they're going to talk about all these private times, like the last few nights when you've been alone with Beth. They're going to expose that to everybody.
Mama, I'm proud of that.
They could bring up Bradley.
And if they do, we'll deal with it. Don't worry about me, Mama. I'll be doing the right thing, and I'll be doing it for Phillip. And if Blake and her lawyers or anybody else wants to think I'm doing it for myself, well, I can't help that. I'm not afraid to do what I know is right for someone I love. Oh, Beth. You are so brave. I'm so proud of you. But I'm going to be praying every night that Phillip and Blake work this out so that your bravery doesn't have to be tested.
In conclusion, I'd say that my client's offer is more than generous. Frankly, I would never have recommended such a large settlement. I hope Mrs. Spaulding is aware of the generosity that has been displayed here.
Mrs. Spaulding may wish to take your offer under consideration. But
She does not.
I feel duty bound to advise her that it falls far short of what she's entitled to.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. 50%, that's what I'll consider. It's a nice round figure, Phillip.
I love the way you take the figure you were worth to me as a wife, which is 0, and round up to 50%.
5-0. Take it or leave it.
Over my dead body.
Well, perhaps that could be arranged.
Ooh.
I apologize for my client's statement, gentlemen. She was obviously speaking in the heat of the moment and did not mean what she said.
I don't know. Sounds like she meant it to me.
When a woman is as bereft as my client, she sometimes allows her emotions to override her better judgment.
No, see, that presumes that there ever was better judgment.
Phillip, I advise that you start taking my settlement seriously. Or you might have to bring in that sweet little blonde thing you've been sleeping with lately. Surely you want to make an honest woman out of her.
Oh, why don't we talk about the person you've been trashing around with, huh? Or is it people?
And who is that? Tell us. I'd love to know.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you, I will find out. I will. And when I do, you will be the last person to know. The entire world will know first, and that will be the end of your greedy little game.
I'd rather not sit here and be insulted.
Son, operas like that don't win cases.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to prolong this.
I'm afraid I agree with you, Mr. Spaulding. This meeting was apparently called prematurely, inasmuch as you and Mrs. Spaulding seem no closer to a settlement than at our last meeting. However, I must state again that I find your attitude completely unreasonable.
You mean unprofitable to you?
When a husband attempts to walk away from a marriage and take everything with him, I'm inclined to think the wife deserves no less than 50% of her husband's holdings, and I would urge her in no uncertain terms to vigorously pursue what she deserves.
I don't think you'll have to urge her too vigorously. Greed is one of her stronger traits. Let me tell you something. Let me say this. My family has earned everything they have through the sweat of their brow. It's taken over 100 years for them to amass the assets that they've been able to put into the hands of the present family members. Now, this woman gave me nothing but a short, rotten marriage. She deserves zip. But I guarantee you, you are not going to get 50% of the fruits of my family's labors.
I'll be consulted with my client. We'll be in touch with you, Mr. Burke. Good day.
Well, thank you for your efforts.
Have no fear, Mrs. Spaulding. You will get what you deserve.
Thank you.
Oh, my, this is nice. How are you, Bert?
Well, it's a shame.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Sit down, please.
Well, let me start off the little old meeting by saying that I think that we're all reasonable people. Oh, that's a gorgeous suit you got on there, Mr. Burke.
How kind.
We're all reasonable people here, and, well, it seems obvious to me that, well, my client, as the abandoned wife, has the unassailable right to 50% of her husband's holdings. Now, that amount, people, would merely compensate my client for the, well, frankly, for the love that she gave so openly, so freely. And it would also help her cope with the loss that she suffered, not only of her husband's affections, but also of her good name.
I wish I could agree with you, Mr. Shea, but I must be honest with you, I find it completely outrageous that a woman who brought no assets to a marriage would expect anywhere near 50% of her husband's holdings.
Well, no, granted you're not a regular fan. You don't stand at the stage door waiting for autographs.
All the evidence against me is circumstantial.
I saw you leave the parking lot of the Heartbreaker.
And I explained to Captain White why I was there. I was looking for Chelsea.
And you found her.
I wanted to tell her that Johnny needed her, that he's miserable without her.
I'm sorry. I just don't get the impression of you as a matchmaker.
I was with Johnny last night as a friend.
As a friend?
He needed somebody to talk to. He's depressed about breaking up with Chelsea.
Oh, and you forgot that you had just spoken up with Frank?
He was drinking.
Johnny was not drunk last night. He was sober as a judge.
Then he can tell you exactly what happened. He knows I'm innocent.
Wrong. Johnny believes that you are guilty as sin.
That's not true!
Well, I'll give you this much. You're good at sticking to your story. Gee, Dana, this has been fun, but I've really got to go. Have a nice day. Oh, and, oh no, I guess I won't see you around.
Wait a minute, don't go yet.
There's more?
Just one more thing. Why would I want to kill Chelsea? What possible motive could I have?
Oh, that's simple. Why don't you give me a hard question?
Then tell me, Ray, what's my motive?
You love Johnny.
I do not love Johnny. I love Frank Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Man, poor Frank. He fell for that hook, line, and sinker.
And Frank loves me. We were going to be married, and hopefully when this whole nightmare is over,
Dana, the nightmare is over. You're in jail. Wake up.
What's my motive, Ray? Tell me! What's my motive?
Butter starts like this, but can end up like this. So now there's all-natural butter buds. It has the same flavor as this, with no cholesterol and virtually no fat. Delicious. New butter buds. It's better than butter.
What's the difference between Velveeta shells and cheese and all the rest? We don't play around with the powder. We use only real Velveeta cheese sauce to make it the creamiest macaroni and cheese around. Velveeta shells and cheese. The cream is what you crave.
Dentists warn, the #1 dental problem isn't cavities, it isn't tartar, it's plaque, building up on your teeth every day. And most people just don't brush well enough to get enough plaque off their teeth, especially in hard-to-reach places. The problem is plaque. That's why there's Plaques. Plaques, with its patented formula, is specifically designed to remove plaque. Plaques, original flavor and soft mint, to help fight America's #1 dental problem.
No. I thought I said no eating cookies in bed. It's not a cookie, Mother. It's a fruit version. There. Carry on, then. Carry on.
A cookie is just a cookie, but Newtons are fruit and cake.
Cynthia, you take the last fig, Newton. I'll make do with this cookie.
Not a bit of it, Charles. We'll share the Newton.
What a splendid gesture.
A cookie is just a cookie, but Newtons are fruit and cake.
You're successful, for God's sake. Try to relax and enjoy it.
All he ever wanted was a bigger piece of the good life.
I think I'd be good for him.
Make it happen. He got everything he wanted and lost everything he had. Rob Lowe, James Spader, Bad Influence, rated R. Starts Friday, March 9th at a specially selected theater near you.
So it is my considered opinion that, especially in light of the fact that all present know Mrs. Spaulding broke her marriage vows by committing an adulterous act with a former acquaintance, and since there is a witness to this act which you, Mr. Shea, and your client do not deny, it is my considered opinion that Mrs. Spaulding should drop all claims to her husband's holdings to which she might wish she were entitled, and acknowledge in writing that she so relinquishes all claims. Furthermore, in view of...
Forgive me, learned counselor. Personally, I could listen to you go on for hours. In fact, it seems like I have. Let me make it clear to you, sir, that at this juncture, my client has no intention whatever of giving up said claim to said holdings of said Mr. Spaulding, even in light of the alleged act of adultery, of which same said Mr. Spaulding has accused her, okay?
On what grounds?
On what grounds? Harley, he wants to know on what grounds. I'm glad you asked that, sir, because recently some new evidence has reared its ugly, ugly head. Yes, much like, well, turning over a rock and finding a very large and very, very unfriendly rattlesnake. Harley. Whoa. Well, of course, gentlemen, this is not a rattlesnake, is it? But come back in time with me, if you will, to that moment that my poor client found this rattlesnake in the pocket of her husband's robe. Imagine, if you can, the shock or the abject horror that my poor client must have felt. You see, Mr. Burke, it seems that not only did the brute seduce her with his wealth and then abandon her to destitution, but no, he decided to assert what he considered his unassailable right to live as he pleased.
All right. If I may have a moment to confer with my clients.
Sure. Take all the time you want. We're going nowhere, are we, sweetie?
What's all this about?
This is just a way for Harley to get
You've
in
never
money.
seen this item of clothing before?
Of course not.
Your wife could not have found it in your possession?
Not unless she planted it there.
You're saying it was a plant?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because understand, if they find an owner for that, they might just prove enough wrongdoing to negate your claims of wrongdoing by your wife.
I don't know where she found that, but I am not guilty of anything.
Oh, yes, he is.
So what I'm telling you is this. We Fifth Street folks, we haven't got any big bank accounts, big cars, and we sure don't have no big houses. Most of us don't even have a roof over our heads now. But we have families that we love, and we've got the drive to start over again. Me personally, I got a roof over my head at this time, and I got a little hope ahead. But everybody else, they need some help to get a fresh start. And one more thing. Begging does not come natural to us. We are not happy about asking for charity. We got our dignity. Ain't no fire gonna destroy that.
Wasn't she wonderful?
Yeah, she was. Well, I don't think you could have been put better than anybody else. Gentlemen, you have any views on our project at this point?
Well, I must admit that Mrs. Price was very persuasive.
Yes, she was.
And I, for one, have nothing against shelters for the homeless.
But surely your company can't be serious about putting one up in that particular neighborhood.
That's where the homeless live.
That is the target area.
But that area is being gentrified. And the city's counting on a huge increase in the tax base there, as I'm sure you as a local businessman can understand.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you there 150%. I mean, Fifth Street was a grand old neighborhood, but was 100 years behind the time. I mean, areas like this, they still depend on the mom-and-pop grocery store, the little corner candy store, the newspaper stand. Now, areas like these are going to have to give greater priority.
From Channel 2 News, this is a special report.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ernie Avastis, and we want to update you now on that barge explosion off Linden, New Jersey. Channel 2's Chuck Olmstead joins us live once again from the scene at Arthur Kill with the very latest on the story. Chuck?
Well, Ernie, I can tell you this, that the biggest concern right now is the possibility of more explosions.
Because they're born that way. Little Hershey's Kisses. Big chocolate taste.
Have you heard somebody implying they're a thicker sauce than ragu? Well, the truth always comes crashing down. Ragout Thick and Hearty Spaghetti Sauce. If you want thick, rich taste, it's the thickest you can buy, and that's the truth.
Don't hurt your hair. Moisturize with Alberto.
Don't jeopardize, moisturize. Don't victimize, moisturize. Don't compromise, moisturize. Don't agonize, moisturize.
Moisturize with new Alberto Moisturizing Styling Mousse to hold your hair with style and softness. Don't hurt your hair. Go out with Alberto Mousse and try our new gel, spritz, or spray.
I love my boyfriend, but I go out with Alberto.
300 dinners a day, and my reputation rests on every plate. You know the rice is Uncle Ben's. And for my toughest customer, Uncle Ben's has an exciting new rice.
It smells like popcorn.
Would you believe it? Popcorn.
Introducing Aromatica rice with a natural popcorn aroma and buttery taste grown right in the grain.
See? King of French fries loves it.
New Aromatica rice from Uncle Ben's. Smells like popcorn, tastes like heaven.
Good afternoon from CBS News. This is Newsbreak. At least 3 are dead in an explosion that leveled a bank in the ski resort of Crested Butte, Colorado. Cause not yet known. A doctor said today that Republican Party Chairman Lee Atwater has a non-malignant growth in his head and that no surgery is planned. Atwater was hospitalized yesterday after fainting. And a barge carrying more than 4 million gallons of heating oil exploded today off New York's Staten Island. At least one person was hurt. Now this.
My headaches are full-grown, adult-sized bangaroos, so I bang them back with Bear. It's strong. It's not an aspirin substitute. It's made for adults, just like you and me.
For adult-sized pain, Bear, the wonder drug that works wonders.
Postal Service governors today approved a nickel hike in first-class postage that could take effect next year from 25 cents to 30 cents. I'm Richard Schlesinger, CBS News, New York. More news later.
Blake, wait a minute.
Oh, Michael, I can't talk. There's someplace I have to be.
Yeah, I know. Any place I'm not. Look, we have to talk.
Oh, Michael, I've told you before, we cannot see each other. There's nothing more to say.
Look, I tried to call you last night, and your phone was off the hook.
So what do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Harley. She came in on Alex's dinner party last night, waving your bra in front of everybody's face like a flag.
All right. Hi. Well, I've already briefed Daddy on his zoning problem and drilled a couple of oil wells this morning, and I deserve a break, so here I am. Well, it sounds like you've been a busy girl, so yes.
Come in.
Thank you. Well, I went out with Neil last night.
You two had a date here.
No, it wasn't actually a date. I mean, he invited me to a lecture on architecture, which I backed out of.
Mindy, how many dates have you broken in your lifetime? I mean, just a wild guess.
I know, millions. But we did go to the country club later for drinks, and I almost backed out of that, too.
You are awful. You never give a guy a chance. That's your point.
I know, but I changed my mind when Neil showed up because I figured, what the heck? I mean, this guy's got to have something on the ball if Beth likes him, right?
Yeah, right.
So we spent the evening talking.
Yeah? About what?
Well, we sort of got off to a sort of shaky start. I mean, Neil and I are not exactly natural soulmates, but it turned out that we had a pretty nice time. He's really bright.
You see? You can't always judge someone by first impressions.
I know. It's what's inside. Beth! Lillian! Oh my gosh.
I just got dizzy.
Oh my God, she just almost fainted. Are you okay?
Yeah, it just must be all those late nights I've been keeping.
Yeah,
I'm not getting enough to eat. I'm gonna make you some cocoa breakfast. Do you want some, Mindy?
Sure, thanks.
You okay, baby? Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. Now sit down and tell me about your date.
Wait a minute. Late nights? With whom?
Do you have to ask?
Phillip, right?
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
Well, thank you very much for your time, gentlemen, and I want you to know that I'm going to work with you any way I can on this, so you let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, some blood.
What the hell's eating you? You, man. You sold us out. Sold you out. Your little girlfriend, is that what's got you all hot and bothered? Hey, look, Sam gets up out of here in a huff because she can't stand to see the big boys play ball, and you suddenly lose all the sense that God gave you.
Let me just tell you something. This project means a hell of a lot to Sam. She's marched, she's campaigned, she's been down on 5th Street working in the soup kitchen. What right do you have to decide if that's worth something or not?
Oh, I think it's worth a great deal.
And why did you ask Ruth here? So she could stand up and say her piece, and then you just turn around and stab her in the back right in front of everybody?
Well, now, if that's the way you think, son, maybe you ought to just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, that's what she told me before the board members showed up. Just keep your mouth shut, boy, and let the men do the talking. Where'd that get us, Billy?
That's a fair question. You got the answer?
Yeah. Nowhere, that's where.
Well, if that's the way you feel, maybe we ought to just give up on this project right now.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? For us kids just to walk away, us with the stupid ideas, so you grown-ups could decide what's good for business.
Look, son, why don't you just get off your high horse for a second and listen?
Look, I'm not listening to anymore, because you said what you got to say.
Yeah. Well, you're going to listen whether you like it or not. And you're going to listen good, because this is your old man talking.
Sunsweet's been up to something remarkably fresh. A reclosable canister. So Sunsweet pitted prunes stay fresh and moist. That is, for as long as they stay around. Only one prune tastes Sunsweet.
Do you want that burger to stay or to go? Serve a boring side dish and it's not going anywhere. Serve Lipton's creamy Parmesan noodles and sauce and it's gone. Lipton noodles and sauce. It's not the same old stuff.
Grandpa, do you think you could have a party every time you come out with a new product? This is really nice.
You don't have a party like this every night.
This is big. This is really big. This new light microwave popcorn.
With 1/3 fewer calories and 2/3 less fat.
Than our regular microwave. And it pops up more than any other light microwave.
It's going to keep my figure just like it is today.
Well, you're pretty good looking, Grandpa, you know.
That's what Grandma says, too.
Yeah. Not all of us can be as good looking as you, Grandpa.
That's true. That's true.
At Play School, we know the simplest busy toys are sometimes the best. So we made Sesame Street Busy Beads. Busy beads go up. Busy beads go down. Busy beads go round and round and round. 30 years of red. Look out, 29 to hit. Purple for you. Play School Busy Beads come in 3 fun sizes for all sizes of kids. Busy beads go slow. Busy beads go fast. Busy beads are the kind of fun that lasts and lasts.
Here's Big Bird.
Busy beads go up. Busy beads go down. Busy beads go round and round. I am the Colgate Wisdom Tooth, so I know biceps are not needed to fight tartar. You just need brains to buy Colgate Tartar Control. So don't brush hard, brush smart with Colgate. Colgate Tartar Control, the wise choice. I am the Colgate Wisdom Tooth. Your toothpaste should last through extra innings. So for lasting refreshment, Colgate Tartar Control. Anything else is out. Colgate Tartar Control, the wise choice.
Look, ideals are great. I'm all for ideals. They're a good place to start. They're not going to get the shell to build. Something a lot more down to earth is.
Such as?
Such as money. It's just that simple, Bill. Now, I don't expect a girl like Sam who's grown up in a middle-class cocoon her whole life to understand that. But you, boy, you've been out there. You've had to bend the laws to make ends meet. You should understand all this.
So you think you can just run things the way you want because you got the money?
Yeah, that's right. That's why Harley brought this back and set it right down on my doorstep because I got the cake.
Well, that might have been part of it.
Yeah, look, ideals are great. But they won't get that shelter built, like I said. The boys in the back room are going to get that shelter built. And in the back room, money talks, know what walks. Now, Ruth Price understands this. Is any of this I'm saying getting through to you?
Yeah, I think so. Well, you think the board members can be bought?
No!
Then what, man?
Look, I'm just trying to make the good lady and gentlemen of the board understand that this is not going to be a losing proposition for the city.
Hey, to hell with the city, man.
All right, fine. That's the way you feel? You got one or two things you can do. You can either pop off like you did today and blow it for everybody, or you just keep your mouth shut and you let people who know what to do get the job done.
Well, that don't leave me much choice, does it? Well, I guess you heard, huh?
You shouldn't have done that, Dylan.
Then what?
You shouldn't have yelled at your father like that.
Did you hear the way he was talking about Ruth? About the whole project?
Yes, but you shouldn't have yelled at him in front of those people. It wasn't right.
Hey, where are you going?
I'll have to go to class.
Let's go, honey. I'm late. I've got to get a manicure. I'm going to get a hot oil treatment for the hair. Get fixed. Listen, don't you worry about a thing in there, okay? Listen, your husband has been a naughty boy. And we're going to see that he pays through the nose for it, okay? Keep your chin up. You look great. Bye-bye. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, I forgot my briefcase.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, great. Thanks. I'll see you. Listen, Harley.
Philip, I just hate it that you're mad at me.
Look, you know how much I care about you. But 50%, God, I hate it when you remind me of Blake.
He's cheating on me, Philip. I can prove it.
No, I know that it hurts, Harley.
It hurts. This just proves to me that we should never have gotten married in the first place.
That's not true. That is not true. And Blake and I should never have gotten married. What you and Alan Michael had, that was the real thing. And listen, he might have found somebody to help him through a few lonely nights. Maybe he has. But I guarantee you, you are the only girl that he ever loved. I see it.
Harley took that bra to Alexandra's. Did Philip see it?
No, he didn't.
Okay, Alan Michael, there's no way we can see each other anymore. No one knows about us now, but they're getting very close.
Well, it's not that easy for me, okay?
We're going to have to find a way.
All right, fine. All I want you to do is look at me and tell me you don't want to see me anymore, all right?
This has to do with hating Chelsea?
Loving Johnny has nothing to do with it.
Fine. It's still you, Dana. All this show of super friendliness with Chelsea, that could be a really great cover for hate or envy.
If that's what you think, Ray, then I can't say anything. I don't hate Chelsea. But I do feel sorry for her because while I'm in here, whoever tried to kill her is still out there waiting to try it again.
On the Trump shuttle, it's business as usual.